You know, overnight oats sound like the perfect breakfast. They're quick, healthy, and you prep them the night before. But here's the thing, a lot of people try them a few times and then give up on this routine. Maybe they're too mushy or just kind of bland. But the problem usually isn't the oats, it's how you're making them. So in this video I'm going to walk you through the 5 most common overnight oats mistakes and more importantly, how to fix them. Let's break them down and I'll show you my best basic recipe at the end of this video. Mistake number 1 is using the wrong oats, because not all oats are created equal. If you're using quick cooking oats and soaking them in liquid, they'll break down too much overnight, and you'll end up with that mushy, soggy texture most people don't actually love. Instead, go for old-fashioned rolled oats for a bit more texture, or even better extra thick rolled oats if you like an extra bite. They'll hold their shape better, soak up just the right amount of liquid, and give you that creamy, satisfying texture without turning into baby food. Mistake number 2, and this one happens a lot, is messing up the liquid to oats ratio. So if your overnight oats are too runny or too dry, it probably comes down to how much liquid you're using. A good starting point is a slightly more than 1:1 ratio. To be exact, it's 1 part oats to 1.2 parts liquid. That's usually enough to give you a creamy, thick texture that's not too soupy. No matter what kind of liquid you're using, milk, water, or even a mix with yogurt, you want to stick to that ratio. And if you're adding chia seeds or flax seeds, which absorb a lot of liquid, you'll want to adjust a little until you find your perfect texture. Okay, mistake number 3 is super simple, but it makes a huge difference. It's not adding salt to your overnight oats. I know it sounds a little weird to add a salt to a sweet breakfast, but trust me, just a pinch of salt brings everything to life. It actually makes the oats taste sweeter, so don't skip it. Just use whatever salt you normally cook with, you'll notice the difference right away, and it's so simple. Now let's talk about mistake number 4, which is adding everything the night before. I know it's tempting to throw all your fruits, nuts and toppings into the jar and be done with it, but some things just don't hold up well overnight. Fruit can get mushy, nuts lose their crunch, and suddenly your oats feel a little sad in the morning. Instead, I suggest you keep those toppings separate and add them just before eating it. It takes only 30 seconds and makes a huge difference in both taste and texture. And finally, mistake number 5 is making a huge batch and letting it sit in the fridge for days. And this is what people usually do when meal prepping for the week. I love that idea, but after 3 or 4 days in the fridge, those overnight oats can start to feel a little gluey. So I recommend prepping 2 to 3 days max. And if you're eating them on day 3, just add a splash of milk and some fresh toppings to bring them back to life a bit. So there you have it guys, 5 super common overnight oats mistakes and how to fix them. I'm guessing you probably made some of these before, and I've been there too. Now if you want to see how I make my go-to version that turns out perfect every time, here it is. In a jar I add half cup of rolled oats, followed by half cup of milk, any kind of milk. Then I add 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt to make my overnight oats extra creamy and more filling, half tablespoon of maple syrup for sweetness, and a tiny pinch of salt to bring all the flavors together. That's it, I just give it a quick stir, pop it in the fridge overnight, and in the morning I top it with some fruits and nut butter. It's such an easy breakfast or even a snack, and once you get the basics right, it's hard not to love it. And if you're in the mood for something a little more fun, check out my video where I turned overnight oats into a healthy lemon cheesecake. It's creamy, refreshing, and tasted just like dessert. Thanks for watching guys, see you in the next one, stay healthy, stay happy.